welcome. Today I will teach you how to set up H fake lights in your project. So I'll try to be very brief. I have here the demo scene open. You see there are many lights. For starters, you have to have the H fake lights manager here, and for every light that you have to put the H light trigger as child of your light, or you can use the prefab H light trigger directly. Like you can take this standalone light and you don't use your own light, but to make the setup easier, you just leave this off and put this prefab as child of your original light, and at runtime your original light will be destroyed and this light from the prefab will take all the settings from it. And then you also have to manually set up all your lights. As you know, I've tried to automatize this, but it's not really gonna work. It depends on how the light is seen. Like if you mostly see it from top, you have to make it more close to the top. It can be perfect, they are decals after all, but this massively improves your performance, and this is mostly for very distant lights. So I will walk you through how to set up your lights. You mostly probably have a few prefabs for lights anyway, so you don't change them too much. So I used for this demo like a few colors and some pillar light. So for point lights, for example, we take this light. It originally looks like this, and now we will set up manually the decals. You go to you drag your, let me delete it and walk you through. Like you take the prefab H, it's in H fake lights prefabs. You take this light trigger prefab, you put it child of your original light. Now you go to the script and it click show fake decals. This is how the decal will look for this light in particular. And here you have some settings to mess with. By default it's not set, so you have to make it look as close as possible with the real light. First, the depth. If you don't want it to leak very much, you just put it at the depth exactly as until it hits the ground. Then we have the width and height, and we have the intensity. In meantime, you switch from real light to fake light to see differences. As you can see, the difference is pretty big right now. Let's do the intensity smaller and the depth higher. See, now it's kind of similar, still not perfect. I mean, it's never gonna be perfect, so keep in mind this is for lights in distance, but we will try to make it as close as possible. This light is mostly gonna be seen from like here, the top, so we might want to make the top look closer. So maybe something like this for now. We apply it to our prefab. Well, I had this applied earlier, had my own light, so it looked like this. Let's do it again. Real light, fake light. Something like this. Maybe bigger depth. You see the decal doesn't hit this wall, so we do it like this. And this is the real light, this is the fake light. This should do. We apply it again to the white prefab. Now we take another one. Let's take this red light. they are kind of already made by me. So for this one I focused to be more on the top. Not perfect, but good enough. So this is mostly you have to tweak these values so that the decals look close. They will never be perfect, but close to your light. For point lights, we spawn 6 decal projectors in every direction so that it touches like it covers all the area. And we also have here spotlights. For spotlights we just spawn 1 decal projector, which is gonna look like this. This is the decal, this is the real light. You see, not much difference except here, but again it's for distant objects. Now we set our light distance to like 100. Basically how this asset works is it replaces your lights with decal projectors. Then we have a trigger that you must put on the main camera. You just drag this, it's already set. So this is how the trigger looks, and at the runtime this has a distance, and this real-time light range will scale this trigger from here to like 100 meters forward. It's set up to also be behind the camera a little, so you don't see the lights behind you will still work, and the ones that are in your right side and left side. This has been tested in a few games so far. This is the best setup, and each light will have a trigger. So what is in trigger will basically enable the real light, and what's outside the trigger will enable the decals. We also have an option to fade the lights in and fade them out. I'll show you right now. Let's clean up this preview. So there's this option to use light fading, like they will fade in slowly, or just switch them. Let's take the not fading first. Let's also use not use fake lights, so you see this scene will barely run. So as you can see, we have for this scene like 80 frames in Unity editor with all these lights on all across the map. And now let's enable the fake light system. With a real-time light range of 100, we have 100 frames. And as you can see, the lights will enable, like snap enable. You see some things going there, see? So this happens if you don't do the settings perfectly, but when they are as close as possible. This is still legit. It's a good optimization. It's like LODs switching, so it makes sense anyway. So for a scene which has like hundreds of lights, we get a very good performance. When you turn back, you see the lights behind appear, so you don't even know it happened. This is for when you don't choose fading. When you choose fading, it's gonna be a bit visible when you do fast turns. And now let's do with fading, so you can see how that works too. So again, for a real-time light range of 100, let's watch some of these lights appearing. The ones there in distance are decals, and let's see them turn into real lights. See that fade right there? It switched, faded in the light and faded out the decal projector. This happens also for these pillars. The more we advance, you see the decals disappear and the real light appears. Same for mostly everything here. So as you can see, if we do fast turns, you will notice them fading in. See? You saw that? And here, and here. So this is the downside of using fading. But still, it's acceptable because it's a big light distance, you know. So this is supposed to work for distant lights. It's the best optimization you can do in URP. If you have a large scene and many real-time lights, you can't make a game without this. So pretty much this is a demonstration of how the asset works. Those are the calls. We get closer and they transform in lights. See, the light faded in, it appears, and the projector faded out. Some are more visible if the light is very close. Sorry, my PC. Okay, if the light is like very close to the ceiling, you will have this big bright spot that you can't really replicate with the decals. But if you put the point light a bit below, like not very close to the ceiling, you would have a much better effect. Or if you use spotlights, again, much better effect. You have to do some tricks. For example, let me show you. I will show you in a few seconds in a game that I've made for using this system with a big map. So this game has like 400 NPCs walking around. The map is pretty huge. I'm not allowed to disclose much about it, but this game will be released soon. It has a day-night system. It has that stage there. Pretty much this is made in universal render pipeline, and it has like a crazy amount of real-time lights. And as you can see, in the night I use the decals. So what you see there in distance are decals, and closer to the player we snap the light. It's not fading in for this game. So basically wait, let's see, let's wait until night comes again. So basically all these lights are fake lights. You see, as we go closer, they snap in place. See, it transforms to the real light. So this is pretty much acceptable. It's a legit optimization that you can do. Rendering in this scene is not that much. It's also the NPCs and other stuff. So on my medium end PC, like nowadays it can considered in even like lower than medium end PC. This game gets 70 frames at worst and 100 frames at best, without any render scaling or something like that. And it's made in URP with a large map and a lot of NPCs and stuff going on. With the NPCs have avoidance, it's a pretty complex game. So the scripts take a lot of the CPU time too, but rendering doesn't take that much due to this. Imagine if all these real-time lights were not decals. I would have like 5 frames. So this is um, proof and test in a real life scenario where this asset proves to like literally save a game's performance. And one more thing, now we are gonna play in a build so you can actually see the performance in a build. So with a real-time light distance of 100, which is pretty big for these many real-time lights that we have here, the frame rate is pretty good. And you gotta see how it would be if it was if we didn't have the decals. So I'll set it to something like very big. So you see in distance there are still decals. So I'm gonna keep increasing it until most of the real-time lights enable. So now we have a radius of 500 meters. See, with all these actual real-time lights that we are lagging very badly. And now switching back to something like 100. You see the frame rate now in a build on a pretty much medium end PC, if not lower. All right, enough with the test. I hope you understood and all how to set up and how this asset works. It's pretty much a simple but tricky trick that you can use to have your project in URP actually run, saving the best, saving on what you can the best, which is lighting, which is the most expensive in URP. If you really need like a day-night system or many real-time lights, and you have a big map and you can bake 1,000 light maps. So I hope this asset will be useful to you. If you have any suggestions or you need help, you can join our Discord or email us. That's about it. I'll see you next time. Cheers. Have a great